Bloody Disgusting gave it such a good review of it that like even when uneven, the Monster Showcase and Action Horror Thrills make Resident Evil a brisk, entertaining romp that leaves you hoping for more. IGN. Although one of the two timelines felt more compelling and interesting to watch than other, Resident Evil first season offers a new, original, and compelling story that leaves plenty of room for a second season. You guys did not see the show and you're talking out of your assholes. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Miami Geeks Weekly Updates brought to you by digitalcracknetwork.com. I'm your host, Spencer 305. With me, as always, old school gaming specialist, Uncle Willie.
I've never said this with more feeling than I'm going to say right now. Fuck Mondays.
You know what? I'm with you on that, dude. Today has to be, and I'm not just saying it because last week was really rough on us as well, but this week is just on top of it as well, man. It's just literally, I have to probably say it. It is a rough month. July has to be a rough month.
No, I've been at this since June. But every time we do a podcast, I know it was bad before, but today was the worst day. It's getting bad.
It's getting bad. It's not even exaggeration. It's just really that way. It feels that way, and it is. But again, we have to do this because this is our mental break and technically our therapy for not just us, but for you guys.
This is my therapy session, and y'all get to play along.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Willie, let's get started, dude, because we got a lot to talk about, and I'm sure that everybody here needs to know what's going on now. And it's Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal could be approved by the FTC as early as next month. In March, the FTC asked for more information from Activision Blizzard and Microsoft to further the review of their acquisition deal. After additional information was revealed to the FTC, we'll have 30 days to challenge the acquisition. If not, the deal continues as planned. Now, Willie, can you break this down to us in simple terms so we all get an understanding of what's going on here?
Okay. So the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC,
yes,
asked for more information from both Activision Blizzard and Microsoft in March. So they just wanted to get extra information to see how they felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the amount of time it's taken, you figure, okay, they're pretty close to coming to a decision. There's three ways this can go. The first one is the FTC just says, you know what, we're good, keep going. The second one, which I think is the most likely, is the FTC will jump in and say, you know what, you got to modify the deal this and this and this way. The most recent example that I can think of is when Disney bought Fox.
Okay.
The FTC jumped in and told Fox that they had to take out the sports side and send it to somebody else, the regional sports side, because they wanted to maintain some air of competitiveness.
Got it.
In the market.
Okay. Something
similar to that. Maybe the FTC will go and say, you know what, you can have Activision and Blizzard, you have to spin off King. Maybe. I'm just guessing.
No, yeah. This is right now just
speculation.
A thing in the air, a speculation, correct. But
or number three,
okay,
they can straight up and say, you know what? No, we're gonna file a preliminary injunction in federal court, and we're gonna fight this. That's what happened when was it Time Warner and I don't remember who it was, but Time Warner was trying to make a deal that I think it was, I don't remember what it was. Please don't quote me on that. But there's been a couple of deals where the FTC has said, no, we're going to fight you in court. And eventually it became so much that the company said, you know what? Nah, we give up. It could be one of those three. And like I said, I think it's going to be in the middle. The FTC will be okay, fine, but you have to make these changes.
All right, so technically a 50-50.
Now, that's here.
Okay.
Remember that Europe is a different beast entirely, and they really like to get into companies and tell them what to do. In fact, in the UK, they have a something similar to the FTC called the Competition and Markets Authority, and it's possible that they'll go ahead and say, no, we don't like the deal the way it is. We will have to see.
All right. Well, being that this is something that's going to be happening during this whole month or maybe even next, we're going to keep an eye on it and see what happens. I'm pretty sure whatever big changes is going to happen, if they approve it or not, we're going to be the first ones to hear it, and we're going to let you guys know immediately. So yeah, stay tuned about that. Let's put a pin on it and let's continue on. So PlayStation makes another big esport acquisition, Willie.
Yes, they did.
Which I'm pretty surprised because, of course, they talked about it. I think it was last month or so on and so forth that they were talking about that they're going to be expanding to do a bunch of esports things. But I didn't know they're going to go for repeat.gg. I had no idea that they're going to go that far. But it looks like they already got it. The acquisition is in. And now repeat.gg is part of the whole Sony lineup now. But what does that mean for us gamers? Does this mean that when we log into the PlayStation, we can actually sign up or register for an online event or something like that, Willie?
Not entirely, although I'm sure that there's going to be esports things. I mean, earlier this year, Sony did announce that they were going to introduce a tournaments feature for the PS5.
Yeah.
So it may be that they're trying to make a huge esports push.
Wow. Okay.
So the tournaments feature is a thing where they collaborate with esports tournaments and groups like ESL.
Okay.
In order to, get the average player to maybe want to jump in. Last year they bought Evo, which is the biggest fighting game tournament, or one of the biggest. And now with repeat.gg, which they have leaderboard-based tournaments for League of Legends, Warzone, and Fortnite, it seems like that's their big push now.
Wow. Now the real question will be, Willie, what would that mean for like the small events that we've been to and stuff like that they actually have esport events for, like, League of Legends, Warzone, and all that stuff. What would that mean for them? Will that mean that they're gonna have to find another venue or another way to do their esport event tournaments and stuff like that?
No.
Or can they still work off of repeat.gg or any other tournament based site to do stuff like this?
I'm sure that Sony will want to have their rules in place for tournaments if repeat.gg is going to be involved. But it's not going to be a thing where they're going to get anybody's way. Smaller tournaments are obviously going to go along as long as they don't have any kind of affiliation. Who cares? But people who want to make tournaments that aim for the big leagues, Sony's going to have a say in that.
I see. Yeah, because I'm pretty much curious about it. Being that with Evo, they had a whole thing with Street Fighter 5 and whatnot and shutting people down and stuff like that. I was like, I wonder how this is going to work out also, for other tournaments, now that they're covering pretty much a wide range of games and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious about that. I want to see what they're going to be offering or what they're going to be telling us the do's and don'ts, if we should say. But
have to see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone this far. What do you guys think about everything that's going on right now with Activision, and also everything that's going on with this big acquisition with PlayStation and just everything in between? Please comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, and let's have a conversation about this. Now, let's continue on because it looks like Game Pass finally gets its first Xbox exclusive of 2022, and I'm like, wow, like I didn't know it was that long. To be honest, I kind of like fell off the map, Willie, when it came to this, man. What's going on here? What big Xbox exclusive are we getting from the Game Pass, Willie?
They didn't say it was big. They just said it was exclusive.
Yeah, but I'm just saying big because of the word exclusive. You know how it is, like world premiere and all that stuff they always do. So I'm just kind of like, all right, what's on there? What's on the map?
Because the way these platform owners like Xbox and PlayStation work, they're trying to sell their platform based on their exclusives. Well, you would think that Xbox would, but they're not. They're basing it on their services. PlayStation's the one that's been working real hard on exclusives, and they've been talking up their exclusives quite a bit. Horizon Forbidden West recently came out. They're talking about God of War Ragnarok now. People are excited about Spider-Man 2 and eventually Wolverine.
Absolutely.
And of course, they're working on their 43rd release of The Last of Us. But Xbox, they don't really push their exclusives as much as you think they should. And they have a lot of exclusives brewing, but the first one of 2022 is not what people would consider a heavy hitter.
What would it be?
Dusk Falls.
Oh, okay.
Which is more of a narrative style game. I'm thinking I've seen some stuff about it, but I'm looking along the lines of Life is Strange. Which great. That's that kind of game is good. Just as Life is Strange is a very popular franchise. If this is going to go along that line, okay, great. They have an exclusive that'll hit with a lot of people, in the right spot. Not a big deal. I mean, okay. Forget about how you feel about games like As Dusk Falls. Look at it in general. And in the case of say Sony, God of War Ragnarok is coming. Nintendo, Bayonetta 3. And they're always threatening to bring out a new Mario game at whatever point they want. Xbox, As Dusk Falls.
Wow. Kind of underwhelming, should I say?
I hate to use the word underwhelming, but as far as moving the needle,
yeah,
As Dusk Falls is not going to move the needle as much as a Gears of War or a Halo or a Forza.
Yeah, totally agree.
So, good on them. And mind you, since this is a first-party title, it's going to be available day and date on Game Pass. That's what they pitch to everybody. Hey, you might not have that many exclusive games, but when we get one, you can play it as soon as it comes out on Game Pass.
Okay.
That's like saying I don't have any money right now, but when I do want to buy you ice cream.
Such empty promises, I swear.
No, I'm not gonna say empty calories. Ice cream's awesome.
Yeah, it is. But still, dude. But still.
The thing is that the thing with Game Pass is it's not just about getting their games. Like, As Dusk Falls is part of the list of games that are coming out in July. It's coming out on July 19th, but it's more about all the games that are coming out with it that belong to other people. Watch Dogs 2, MotoGP 22, Inside, Katamari Damacy Reroll. I mean, good games, not Microsoft's.
Wow.
They want to sell consoles. They have to get more exclusives. That's just the way it works. I don't like it. I hate the concept of having games tied to one platform only, but that's the way the business is. You want to play God of War, you got to go to Sony. You want to play a Mario game, you got to emulate it. Or buy a Switch. I mean, you can do that too.
Yeah.
And if you want to play Halo, just get Game Pass and play it on your PC for crying out loud.
I mean, yeah, dude. But still, I think it's just, I don't know. Again, you don't like to use the word underwhelming, but that's what it feels like. And I'm pretty sure this is just a now thing. Maybe later they'll amp it up a little bit. That's just me being, of course, optimistic about it, even though I don't do nothing on Xbox, but I like to give everyone a good turn.
Do you still even have your Xbox?
Yeah, I have it put away though, but it's there.
I have my Xbox One. I have my Xbox 360. And most importantly, for the next article, I still have my OG Xbox connected.
Dude, and that's something that's like I need to know what's it about. I gotta pick your brain, but let me bring it up. So it looks like the OG Xbox Live is being resurrected by Insignia. So Insignia and what?
Insignia.
Insignia? Okay, sorry.
Yes.
So being that you sound a little excited about this, Willie, what's going on? Like, why are they resurrecting this? Like, what's going on with Insignia and Xbox, the OG Xbox Live? What's going on?
I'm not going to say ecstatic because ecstatic is too strong of a word.
Okay.
But I am happy because, as we all know, OG Xbox Live, which was on the OG Xbox, was shut down back in 2010.
Yeah.
Famously, a bunch of people tried to keep OG Xbox alive by not stopping their games of Halo 2. And they all kept dropping one after the other. Either they got a power outage or their internet went down and they lost their connection. They couldn't get back in.
Okay.
Until the very last person was standing, and he eventually had to let go too. Well, Insignia, which is a fan project that's looking to restore a Xbox Live 1.0 like services, have said that there's going to be 13 games that will be available when they finally launch their service. And the games are not insignificant. The two that immediately jumped to my mind, to my eyes, are Crimson Skies, which is a phenomenal air combat game, and because you know me very well, you should know this, Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2.
Okay, that's good. I know you're happy about that. But what else?
But other games that are included in this initial rollout are Counter-Strike, Dead or Alive Ultimate, Mech Assault, Midtown Madness 3, Star Wars Jedi Academy, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, if I can kick your ass online again, Unreal Championship, Whacked, and 13.
So Willie, with this being done right now, with those games, are they just pushing out there for now to see if they get if they get a little nibble on the wire, see if they can make more happen, or is this just a one-time thing and that's it? They just want to just do that and let it go.
The thing is, they want to preserve the ability for people to play old games that they liked.
Yeah.
I can tell you, like, right off the bat, Crimson Skies is a game that everybody should be able to play.
Got it.
You never played that game, right?
No, I haven't.
One day you're gonna have to come over here, and we're gonna have to play some Crimson Skies.
Okay.
Because I have the original disc.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Now, obviously, you can play it if you have an Xbox 360 and maybe the Xbox One, because I know that the 360 had to be a backwards compatibility. But being able to play it on its original service, that's cool. And Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2. Episode 1 and 2.
That's dope. I think for them to do that for at least Phantasy Star, which I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fans out there of that game, to do this all over again, I think it's phenomenal.
I feel for the people who have these games that they loved playing back in the day. I know that not everybody likes to play old games. This is for a certain type of people like me. But, like, I set up my Dreamcast. I never finished it, actually. To be able to connect online, to be able to play Choo Choo Rocket.
Got it.
Phenomenal game, and it's a great party game. The multiplayer is awesome. And of course, Sega doesn't have those servers up. But the Dreamcast community got to where they're hosting their own servers, and so you can play Choo Choo Rocket on the Dreamcast. It's about preservation not only of the game but of the experience. Look, last week we were talking about how Ubisoft's going to shut off servers for a bunch of PS3 games.
Yeah.
Now I got to rush and try to finish up the Assassin's Creed games. I want to get platinums on them because Daddy Ubisoft decided that they're going to shut down the servers.
That's just pure abuse for yourself, dude.
It's abuse because I started playing Assassin's Creed 3 and oh my god, it's fucking boring. I forgot how boring that game is. At least Black Flag has pirate ship combat. which is
Yeah.
amazing, by the way. But holy Christ, thank goodness about a bottle of vodka. But no, preservation of not just the game but the experience, I think is important. And what Insignia is doing, they're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm pretty sure that we have a fan, a good amount of fans here that are pretty much interested in that as well. And I would love to hear the thoughts. And let's have a conversation about it. Me and Uncle Willie, just rest assured that we're going to be talking to you guys about everything that we're talking about here and above. So comment down below.
Me.
Why?
You and Petey got to help me get my Dreamcast online.
Oh, we are. We will.
Because I will stream that shit. Choo Choo Rocket needs to be played.
Oh, for sure then. Well, me and Petey will make sure we get that up and running for you soon. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, comment down below. Let us hear your thoughts and let's talk about it. Now, it's time, Willie. We said it last week that we're going to be talking about it, and we're talking about it right now. It's the weekend box office results, which it looks like Thor Love and Thunder stays on top despite the big drop. So it looks like Thor suffered one of the biggest second weekends drop of the MCU, while the Minions, The Rise of Gru, continues to dominate the family-friendly offerings. Now, from right there, it sounds like Thor just is kind of like on a downward spiral right now, or a downward slope. Not too much of a spiral. It's more of a slope right now, just kind of going down gradually. But it looks like The Rise of Mania is going up. Am I correct, Willie? Is that what I read?
It has a pretty big drop. Yes, it does.
Oof.
Now, if you remember, we said last week, Thor Love and Thunder had a huge, pretty good, I don't say huge, but very good first week.
Okay.
It made $187.2 million domestically. Well, this last weekend, they only made $46 million, only because Jesus Christ, which is a 68% drop versus last week.
Oof.
Nothing out of this world.
But that's
there have
money,
been
though.
There have been a few movies that have dropped that much after the first week. Well, I should say, there's been several, but only 3 have had that kind of a drop after making over $100 million this first week. They were Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which not too long ago crossed $500 million domestically. Spider-Man Homecoming, which was the weakest performing of the 3 Spider-Man Sony movies, well, Marvel Sony movies. And Spider-Man No Way Home, which I don't know if you know, made $1.something billion.
God. Oh my God. That's amazing.
So it's not that it's the worst thing that's happened.
No.
But then again, you remember that Black Widow also dropped 67% in the second weekend.
Yeah.
But that one was not as big of a movie, happening during the global human malware problem, and was available day and date on Disney Plus. So, extenuating circumstances. Still, it did have a huge drop, but still managed to stay on top.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. That's fine with me. I'm gonna be honest. That's more than enough for at least Marvel to be like, okay, yeah, we got enough money. We're okay with that. So not gonna be a big.
They don't want no. Marvel and Disney do not just want. They're becoming video game companies, and what's true about video game companies is true about Disney. They don't want some money.
They want all.
They want all of the money.
Gotcha.
They want more money than has ever been printed. And if they can't get that, they're going to wonder why.
I get it.
I've seen a lot of back and forth on the Marvel subreddits about how Phase 4 is a failure. It's funny considering a lot of people like some Phase 4 movies and Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Like WandaVision still tracks is very high. People still talk lovingly about WandaVision, about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, about Loki.
Yeah.
They love Shang-Chi.
Of course.
They love Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
That's 5 things right there, folks. Phase 4 can't be that much of a failure
I mean, you're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely right, Willie. I think for phase 4, like I just think that where they're thinking about is mostly like maybe the movies they just recently saw. Like, of course, they're gonna probably mention Thor. They're gonna probably mention a little bit of Doctor Strange, and they're like, oh yeah, these are supposed to be the heavy hitters, and you know they didn't do as well as supposed to. Phase 4 is garbage. But then they forget that the Disney Plus shows that we just recently saw and went through, they're pretty high up there. You're absolutely right. Really well made too.
I think the weakest of all the Disney Plus and Marvel shows has been Moon Knight.
Yeah,
and that's because Moon Knight, the character, had the least to do. It was more about Mark Spector, which, you know what? Fine. I did enjoy it in parts. I still cannot get episode 5 out of my head.
I get it. But I thought, like, overall, I think overall as a show, it was really fun. But what happened in season 5? Episode 5?
Good. When he has to sit there and deal with the fact that he invented, what's his name? I forgot his name now. The alternate personality. As a defense mechanism because his mother was abusive.
Oh yeah.
And all the mental trauma that he went through.
That thing was hard.
That was hard. Fucked me up.
That was hard because just not the only fact that you could see what happened, but you could see the mental breakdown that man had. The mental breakdown that man had with just that show alone, and it's just like it choked me up because you see the abuse he went through, and then God, like I don't want to say much because it's just too much to bring up, and we have a lot of things to talk about. But just knowing the fact that episode 5 was just a choker, literally.
And for those of you who want to heap shit on Miss Marvel, I will say 2 things. For one, that show most likely wasn't meant for you. It's an origin story for a Pakistani American character living in New Jersey who just happens to get superpowers.
Yeah.
And they leaned on the Middle Eastern aspect there more than some people would like. But it's still a fun series. And number 2, and most importantly, it has the best dad joke that I have seen from a Marvel property to date. They had a Middle Eastern Bon Jovi cover band, and they called themselves Brown Jovi. I immediately said, okay, Emmys right now, give it to them. That was awesome. I respect that.
I think it was phenomenal, dude. I thought that was just hilarious for me that they did that. And overall as a show, again, you nailed it correctly. This show was not really meant for everyone, but for those who saw it and got a little kicker out of it, it was fine. The show itself by itself was actually fine to me. Like it was fun, enjoyable. I felt it more. It kind of like talked more to the teens and kids versus anybody else. But I just think
it talked more to younger people, and it talked more to people who are Muslim. But it was enjoyable for what it was. It had its slow parts because Marvel has that problem with their Disney Plus shows.
Yeah,
they have slow moments. I think the only one that really did not have an overly slow moment was Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, that was just straight up in. That's it. Just go in balls deep.
Because their side stories were pretty much in your fucking face.
Yeah,
Isaiah Bradley. But it was good, and the soundtrack is fucking awesome. And I will go to the mat with someone if they disagree.
Oh no, definitely. But
now, as far as the box office results, because we got sidetracked.
Yeah,
Thor: Love and Thunder was number 1 with 46 million. Number 2, Minions: The Rise of Gru, which, like you said, is still dominating with families. They pulled in 26 million.
Nice.
After that came the first week of Where the Crawdads Sing, which I have not seen much about, $17 million.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick is still a fucking juggernaut, pulling in 12 million. They hauled in $618 million total domestically.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Then Elvis was 7.6 million, and then the movie which we need to talk about right now because holy Jesus fucking Christ.
What?
Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank.
I mean, look, there's so much I can tell you right now.
No,
but
you have the floor. Got it.
I'm going to tell you this much. I saw the movie this weekend, yesterday actually, and I was watching it, and I totally forgot one podcast ago, many moons ago, that we brought up something. But let me explain what else. Let me get to the whole story. So I was watching the movie with the family. We're like, okay, this is pretty cool. It's whatever, it's nice and dandy. But the movie started looking too familiar for me, to the point where I was just kind of looking at it, and I told my wife, kind of like in whisper, I'm like, this movie looks too, like, I recognize this, and I don't know how. And I go, watch this character do this, this, and this. And all of a sudden it happened, and I was like, and I just screamed. I'm like, oh my God, I'm watching Blazing Saddles. And yes, Paws of Fury is the cartoon version of Blazing Saddles. Almost word by word, and even certain little things they do in there, it's Blazing Saddles. And I could not stop like gawking on the movie. Like, I couldn't believe they actually did it. They actually fucking did it. They actually made Blazing Saddles a cartoon. And I can't believe it with samurais. And they're samurais, for God's sakes. Which I was like, wait a minute, Blazing Saddles is technically a cowboy flick. And they did it here with samurais.
For those of you who don't know, first of all, I don't know if we can be friends.
I don't know either.
But Blazing Saddles is a 1974 movie done by Mel Brooks, the genius Mel Brooks, which is a hilarious comedy western that is more known for the fact that they say the N-word almost as much as a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, I mean, like split your side funny. This is a funny ass movie. And last year, we talked about the fact that there was people out there who wanted to do, with Mel Brooks' blessing, a cartoon based in feudal Japan that was going to take all the beats of Blazing Saddles. Obviously not the N-word.
Of course.
They replaced the white people and the black people with cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And so instead of hiring a black sheriff to go run the wet town of Rockridge, it's a dog who's going to be the sheriff for cats.
Yeah. In the same scenario. Same scenario.
The same, according to what Punisher told me, the same beats, the same jokes.
Yeah.
Please just play this clip right now for me. It's not going to say anything bad. Just play it now, please.
Hey, the sheriff is near. What did he say? The sheriff is near. No, God blame it, dang ruin. The sheriff is near.
I'm telling you.
There is a version of that in the movie.
Yeah. And it's shocking because I was telling my family, my wife was like, what are you talking about? So when we finished the movie, we came home and we watched Blazing Saddles. And she was just like in awe and amaze. She was laughing, of course, but in awe and amaze at the fact that they made this movie into a cartoon. But still, that's just my thing. It was still a fun movie. Just have to say, it's still a fun movie.
The fact that you saw it and didn't remember the fact that it was going to exist until you saw it, and because you messaged me right afterwards, wasn't there going to be a cartoon that was based on Blazing Saddles?
Yeah,
I had forgotten about it too, and I had to look it up. Yeah, it just came out. Oh, I just saw it. You're fucking kidding me. Well, that movie
funny.
Is in 6th place on the box office for this past weekend with $6.25 million.
Yeah.
Running off the top 10, The Black Phone at $5.3 million, Jurassic World Domination at $4.95 million, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris with $1.9 million, and disappointingly, Lightyear only $1.3 million. That movie has underperformed.
Very, and that's sad.
And,
I mean, again, it wasn't a bad movie.
And I saw it recently, and I liked the movie.
Yeah. It wasn't such a bad movie. I actually enjoyed that movie. I told you guys, I go, that movie was actually pretty fun. The fact they have Chris Evans trying to be like Tim Allen, you can kind of see past it to a point where you're like, man, this is actually pretty freaking cool. Like it's an enjoyable flick. Now that it did so bad like that and it just keeps going down, I'm like, damn, that's sad. It's really sad.
Chris Evans was in the news recently, and I got a giggle out of it. He laments the loss of his iPhone 6S and hates his iPhone 12. This is what makes the news now.
I have no comment.
I you know what? I feel him. Except I hate. I'm not gonna say hate. Hate is too strong of a word. I dislike iPhones.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're talking too much about things that we like.
Yeah. Let's talk about something that I despise.
Let's talk about something that you absolutely abhor.
Look,
please. Again,
the fact that I'm gonna read this right now, it kills me inside. Because the fact that they say this, the new Netflix number one show dethroned Stranger Things despite the negative reviews. And it's Resident Evil. Resident Evil is getting the number one show dethroning Stranger Things. And I'm here like, how in the... Like how? Okay, so the new Netflix show Resident Evil has stormed to the number one, even though the show sucks all the balls, all of them. And it's dethroned Stranger Things season 4. Despite all the negative criticism and reviews from this freaking show. It is bad. Oh my God. It is horseshit. Look, right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 51% critic score, and that's what it says here for now. I haven't even checked yet, but I'm pretty much putting it somewhere up here where you guys are going to see it. A 51% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 25% audience score on this stupid show.
I just saw it right now.
And?
It's a 50% critic score, but it's a 26% audience score.
Okay. One number difference. No problem. And look, and the thing is that this show is pretty much Resident Evil revolves around Albert Wesker, and who works for Umbrella Corporation. When he moves to the new Raccoon City with his children, things takes a turn for the worse because, of course, undead. And the show returns to a 14-year later look of the aftermath with the zombies outbreak, and they're all running like Naruto, and they all focus on Albert's daughter, Jade. Now, I just watched 2 episodes and a half, and I got tired. I was like, this is just, I could not stand this. But wait a minute. Bloody Disgusting gave it such a good review of it. They're like, even when uneven, the Monster Showcase and action horror thrills make Resident Evil a brisk, entertaining romp that leaves you hoping for more. Fuck you. IGN. Although one of the 2 timelines felt more compelling and interesting to watch than other, Resident Evil first season offers a new, original, and compelling story that leaves plenty of room for a second season. Fuck you too. You guys did not see the show and you're talking out of your assholes, because this show sucked all the balls and it was horrible. Cousin Jose sat there watching it and he was like, this show does not deserve a meh. It was bad. Bad. It was horrible. What?
Wait. Tell the good people listening the moment he broke.
The moment he broke is when he saw a kaiju spider, a kaiju gator or crocodile, whichever one, and a kaiju caterpillar. Yeah, caterpillar. And that was...
Let's not forget Blade Wesker.
Oh yeah, Blade Wesker.
Or as I call him, Blesker.
Blesker. Because yes, you get Blade crossover with Wesker and becomes...
It's not a real crossover. He just all of a sudden looks like Blade.
Dude, he looks just like him. Leather, everything, the glasses, the freaking crew cut haircut. And then I'm surprised he doesn't have swords. I'm surprised.
I was expecting the quote. Play it!
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Why? Why did he not do that? Why in the God-given right he did not just say that?
I would have instantly given the show a 10 out of 10 if you would have said that.
I would have been like, okay, we're getting Blade the zombie hunter here, apparently. But no, you get that garbage. And the fact that these people gave it a good review can eat my ass, because I telling you right now, they didn't see that. They just got paid money to say good things about it. And I'm pretty sure they did not see it. And they didn't see the whole thing completely. They're probably watching some other Resident Evil shit, because that was garbage. That was pure garbage, and they know it.
Maybe they were playing the Resident Evil 2 remaster while pretending to watch the show. And
there we go.
When Joe Valentine was able to escape.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Claire Redfield, not Joe Valentine, because Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. But whatever the case is, they're liars. And that show does not need to be number one. It should be, you know what? It should be erased. Netflix, do us all a favor, erase that garbage from our top of the lineup so we can check it out and all that good stuff.
I have a bone to pick with Netflix.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it with the next article.
Oh, please carry on.
And I'm not gonna go ahead and say that it's about this, but Netflix in general. I'm just gonna say it. Please just introduce this.
Okay, Rob Zombie The Munsters to join Tim Burton's Wednesday on Netflix this fall.
Yeah,
you can go ahead, Willie.
So
the floor is actually yours.
Rob Zombie's The Munsters. The first trailer came out not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Underwhelmed.
Very.
And I have no faith in Rob Zombie as a director.
Nope.
Tim Burton, he has more credit in my eyes.
Uh-huh.
And he's doing his reimagining of Wednesday Addams. Great.
I'm okay with that, to be honest.
Going to be coming out in the fall, and now I start going into my rant.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, why is Rob Zombie doing a PG movie?
I don't know.
The man is demented. Musician-wise, I'm okay with Rob Zombie. I like his music. I like this band, White Zombie. Yep. I had his album. I'm pretty good. Okay, fine. But as a director, leaves way much to be desired. Mm-hmm. And this man has no business around the rating of PG.
No, he don't.
I pray that he proves me wrong, because you can't go in with those kind of preconceptions. You got to go and see things, and you know, you got to give it a critical eye.
Yeah.
But you got to be honest. You know, you got to be honest with yourself. You're not going to just go and say, I hate it because Rob Zombie. So if I watch it, I'm going to go with an open mind. But problem is not Rob Zombie. Problem is Netflix. Netflix has to make content.
Mm-hmm.
They can't go and just license some other people's bullshit. They got to make their own bullshit.
Got it.
When they started making stuff that was like, okay, you know, all right, this is some good shit. Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things. You can say whatever you want about Netflix as a company, but for a while, the stuff they were bringing out was good.
Yeah. Then
they started just vomiting money on people and saying, listen, I don't care what you make. Just make something for us.
Yeah, no. It's becoming garbage.
They are going after IPs that are hitting people in the fields.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't hit me in the wrong spot until they went and said Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
They said Cowboy Bebop, and my sphincter, it twitched. It twitched. It twitched. Then I saw the first trailer, and I wanted to believe it looked kind of fun. It kind of had, you know, the goofy attitude. And then it came out, and then my butt went into convulsions. I heard it speak. Okay. Because it has a limited language. The only thing it said was shit. Something it knows. But still. They're going after the Munsters and the Addams Family now.
Yeah.
Don't have that much of a attachment to either series.
All right. The only thing I could say, Willie, just to cut you right there, is the fact that Tim Burton is working on Wednesday. He's done the first two Addams Family movies, correct?
He
Did, right?
Do any of them?
I think he did.
I don't think he did.
I don't know why I feel like he was part of the first two Addams family.
Why am I farting on this? I don't think he did. I'm gonna have to look it up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, because this is an always evolving show, and we have to go in and look these things up.
A few minutes later.
No, it was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld.
Oh wow. I don't know why I felt that Tim Burton directed those two.
It sort of kind of had it, but no.
Oh, okay.
Tim Burton is getting involved now with Wednesday. He's a good director.
Yeah.
Made some questionable decisions.
Yeah.
But either way,
this is actually in his realm, to be honest. It's all dark and stuff, so it's all his shit.
Just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
The weekend, we talked about the fact that Netflix wants to make a live action adaptation of Yu Yu Hakusho, and now it is fucking war.
Yeah.
Don't you fuck with Yusuke Urameshi. I don't give a fuck what you do with anything else. You already destroyed. You didn't destroy Cowboy Bebop. For those people who go say, "No, they ruined my childhood." Your childhood must have sucked because you still have the original. They did a bad job with Cowboy Bebop. It introduced people to Cowboy Bebop in the wrong way, although they did get people to watch the original so that they can see how much of a piece of shit they did with the live action. My only hope is that they will do the same thing with Yu Yu Hakusho. They will make a fucking trash fire and will make people say, "Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't this on Toonami a long time ago? Let me see if I can find it and see what I consider to be one of the top 5 shonen anime of all time."
There you go.
That's the only hope I have here, because I know they're gonna fuck it up. And they're probably taking bets on how bad they're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, just about. But yeah, that's where I say we're gonna stand, and I'm kind of curious to know what our audience thinks. Do you guys think that the Rob Zombies The Munsters is gonna do anything but great, or is just gonna crash and fall and fail and burn to the ground, just like freaking Resident Evil did? Which I swear to you, they have more dumpster fires to freaking warm up any side of the earth right now. That's how hot that shit is. It's just garbage. And I want to know your opinion. What do you guys think about technically everything that we just talked about, above and below? And share your opinions with us. We would love to hear your thoughts and talk about it. Please, let's do that. And ladies and gentlemen, we reached the end of the show. And I gotta say, guys, thank you so much for joining us today on this amazing show. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button just to know we come up with amazing news, which is 3 times a week: Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, and a little something in between. Willie, any last words?
I know that this Yusuke show is gonna suck. I know that the Yu Hakusho show is gonna suck. I need more alcohol.
And that's Willie's final thought, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm gonna watch it anyway. I'm not gonna watch that. I want to watch the original. The original is on my hard drive. I'm gonna fucking watch it. It's an awesome series. Y'all need to go see Yu Yu Hakusho. That's your homework assignment.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on this amazing show, and we will see you on Wednesday. Peace.
Fuck you, Netflix. Bye.